Hi, boys and girls. Today for Bible, we're going to keep learning about the events that happened on the way to Jesus dying on the cross. So the other day we learned about the triumphal entry and how Jesus came into Jerusalem riding on a donkey. Then we learned about how Jesus and his disciples went and had the Last Supper. Jesus broke the bread and said, "This is my body. When you eat it, remember me. And this is my blood. The wine is my blood. When you drink it, remember me." All right. And then after they had eaten, Jesus got up and showed that Jesus was a real servant. And he washed his disciples' stinky, yucky feet. All right. And today we're going to talk about what happened after, about how Jesus went to go pray in the garden. So boys and girls, the first thing that you're going to do for this is we're going to make our garden, and gardens are flowers. Okay, so you can put your hand on, and then with a green or whatever color, you can just trace your fingers. All right, and those are going to be the stalks of our flowers. You can give little leaves on them. Okay. And then for our flowers, you can give little yellow circles, which are the center of our flowers. You put them above the fingers. Okay. And then you can take different colors and you can just make little circles off of the flowers for the flower petals. All right, so you can do that while I'm telling you the story. All right, so boys and girls, after supper, Jesus and his disciples, they went to a place called the Garden of Gethsemane. That's kind of a hard word. Maybe you can try saying that, Gethsemane. Yeah, and at the garden, Jesus told his disciples, he told them, "I am so overwhelmed with sorrow." He said, "My heart is so sad right now." And he told his disciples, "Stay here in the garden and keep watch." And then Jesus went a little ways away, and Jesus fell to his knees and he prayed to God, his Father in heaven. He prayed this, he prayed, Abba, which is a name for Father. He said, "Everything is possible with you." Jesus knew that God can do anything he wants to do. And Jesus said to him, "Take this cup from me." That means he said, "Take this terrible thing that's going to happen and make it go away from me. Make it so it doesn't have to happen." But then Jesus, he loved his Father in heaven. And Jesus said this, he said, "But your will be done, not mine." That means he said, "God, but in the end, what you want to happen, that's what should happen." And so Jesus, he prayed to his Father. He said, "Father, take this from me. Make it so I don't have to die." But then Jesus said, "It's your will. What you want to do, God, you need to do." All right, then Jesus got up and he went back to his disciples, and guess what he found his disciples were doing? They were sleeping. It was very late at night, so they were tired. But Jesus had told them, "Keep watch, stay awake and look around." And they had fallen asleep. So he woke them up and said to Peter, "Are you asleep? Could you not keep watch for me for just 1 hour?" And then he said to them, "Watch and pray so that you won't fall into temptation." And so he said, "Stay awake, watch and pray." And once more, Jesus, he went out and he prayed the same thing. He prayed, "Father, take this cup away from me if needed." And he came back, and guess what those disciples had done again? They had fallen asleep again. And then he said, "Rise, wake up, disciples. The time has come." All right. So boys and girls, Jesus, he went into the garden to pray. And boys and girls, to show that this was late at night, we're also going to make a moon on here. So a moon, we just kind of do a curve, kind of like a C, and then we make a smaller C inside of it. And that's our moon. And then we can also make some stars to show that it was night. And we just go like this. We make an X, and then you go make a T through it. Like that. And you can just make a whole bunch of X's, and you put a T through it. X, T. You can put a whole bunch of stars. And then, you know what you can also do to show that's nice? You can take a black marker, and you can just color the sky black. Now you can do a better job of coloring than I can, right? I'm just trying to do this quick, but you can take your time and do a good job of coloring. All right, so boys and girls, let's go over the story again. After supper, Jesus and his disciples, they went to the Garden of Gethsemane. And Jesus left his disciples at one part of the garden and told them, keep watch. And then Jesus went away to a different part. And there he prayed to his Father in heaven. And he said, Father, Abba, Father, you can do all things. Please take this cup from me. Please make it so I don't have to do this terrible thing of dying. But God, what you want to do, you need to do. And I will do what you want me to do. And then Jesus got up and he went back to his disciples. And what were his disciples doing? That's right, they were sleeping. And Jesus woke them up and said, couldn't you have just stayed awake for 1 hour? So Jesus left them again and said, keep watch. And he went off and he prayed again. He said, Father, take this cup from me if you can. And then Jesus went back to his disciples, and once again, they were sleeping. And he woke them up again and said, the time has come. And that's where we're going to stop for today. I want to see your pictures of this craft if you get it done. All right, bye, boys and girls.